Hi, thank you for checking out the Healing Channel. My name is Olivia, and I've been juicing and cleansing for 20 years. Juicing and cleansing completely saved my life. I was around 18 years old when I started to experience panic attacks and anxiety attacks. And that led me to go to the hospital several times thinking I was having a heart attack. And I quickly found out that the doctors couldn't do anything about my panic attacks, except, of course, prescribe me anti-anxiety medication. Now, I was wary about taking medication because as a child, I was already allergic to a few medications. It was a blessing in disguise, having that fear towards the anti-anxiety medication. Anyway, I suffered for a couple more years, just waiting for a cure, a miracle. Then a miracle happened. I consider it a miracle. A friend of mine gave me a book full of herbal remedies. The very first quote I read was, "Genetics is only your possible potential, but your lifestyle is what determines the end results." As soon as I read that, it opened up my world immediately. It was just common sense to me. It was truth. I became a believer right then and there. I knew right then and there that I could heal myself naturally, that I could reverse disease, especially something like anxiety attacks and all these other things I was, going through. I knew I had the power within as long as I got out of the way and started making lifestyle changes, because I quickly learned that my disordered eating and my unhealthy lifestyle were the reasons why I was feeling the way I was feeling. So I adopted a plant-based lifestyle. I also started juicing, and I started cleansing and detoxifying. I started cleansing my liver. I started cleansing my kidneys, and that completely changed my life. My anxiety went away. Those severe panic attacks that led me to go to the hospital several times. I remember one really bad panic attack. We were on the freeway with my friend and I got a panic attack. I was literally ready to get out of the car while he was driving. And that it just made me realize that I was so open. I didn't know it then, but I was so open to a remedy, to a cure. And I didn't know that cure was within me. It was just an amazing moment for me at such a young age to come across this information. But to me, it was just truth and common sense. And I haven't looked back ever since. I've been on this lifestyle for 20 years. I'm 42 years old now. Now, have I been perfect? No, I haven't. But I do have cleansing and juicing to fall back on to undo any damage that I've done. But now that I'm in my 40s, I'm a lot more strict. I always have been. I truly believe that alternative medicine, which doesn't use any drugs or invasive surgery, that is what alternative medicine is great at healing degenerative diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes. If you want to get rid of your bad cholesterol, stop eating cholesterol. Stop eating animal foods and animal byproducts. It was as simple as that. I really learned that alternative medicine has the power to do that. I'm not telling anyone not to take medication, but I'm just telling you what worked for me. I was able to heal many ailments through natural healing, through cleansing, and adopting a more humane and effective lifestyle, and more humane and effective remedies that are not invasive or don't require you to pump your blood with a bunch of drugs. All it requires is your willingness, your openness to adopt a healthy lifestyle. The number one reason for poor health in America is poor diets. That's it. The link between health and food is so evident that you can't deny it anymore. There's so many amazing, reputable medical plant-based doctors now that can tell you that. They've done research. There's many studies to confirm all of this. There's a lot of things that you can prevent. Your health is in your hands. You have the power. You have the power. It's within you. The cure is in you, as long as you make healthy choices. Just because you're vegan, just because you eat healthy, or you juice, whatever your healthy habits are, doesn't mean you shouldn't detox periodically, at least once every season. Because we accumulate toxins regardless, whether it's in our food, whether if we eat out, even at vegan restaurants, not every single item, on your plate is going to be organic. And the air we breathe, the water we shower in, and the list goes on and on and on. We live in a very polluted world. So even though I was juicing every day and everything, I always make sure to cleanse periodically and cleanse my vital organs. What does that mean? Again, going back to what I said in the beginning when I first started cleansing, I was cleansing my liver and I was cleansing my kidneys. There's a way to go about that in a very thorough way. And that's what I did, and that's what I continue to do periodically. And I'm very consistent. It is what keeps me healthy and vibrant, and it's what gives me hope, honestly. And I'm not handing over my health to doctors or the medical system. Ailments will come up. I've had a few, and I'm going to talk more about them in future videos, and how I healed myself naturally of other health issues that came up later on in life. Always relied on plants, herbs, roots. Herbs came before drugs, and those remedies still work in the 21st century. They still work, very much so. They are alive and strong. So many amazing herbal companies out there, so many reputable, amazing products, organic, non-GMO products that we can take on a daily basis. So many amazing cleanses. They're not, and I also don't believe there's only one way to cleanse. So many amazing doctors have amazing cleanses. If you can't go vegan, just minimize the meat intake you're taking. Start juicing a little more. Try one cleanse. Try a bowel cleanse. Try just a liver cleanse, a kidney cleanse. Take baby steps. And as soon as you start seeing the benefits, you're not going to want to stop. That is my recommendation to everyone. And that's my story. That is how I came about natural healing. Even though that was 20 years ago, I still remember those panic attacks very vividly. I still remember them. And no one wants to live that way. I sure didn't, which is why I took matters into my own hands. And I've been just so grateful for that miracle, for that book, for that quote. It wasn't even the book, it was the quote. Genetics is only your possible potential. When I understood that, it's like, wow, taking back my power just through that little bit of knowledge. I'm in control of my health. Of course, unforeseen circumstances, befall us all, and we don't, death does not discriminate. I'm very well aware of that. But when it comes to health and certain diseases that are health related, that are food related, closely linked to your food choices, I'm in control of that for sure. I'm gonna make sure I do not give any of those other things the power. If you enjoyed this video and you found the information helpful, please like and subscribe. And if you hit the little bell, it'll notify you when we post new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys next time.